Well, Kurt, man, dude, we've reached about the halfway point here. This is normally where I'd throw you through the pummel, but there's another game that I've also played with you before. It's the Would You Rather game, and this is actually the only writing I did for this episode. I was up late last night after putting the kids to bed, and I'm like, I got to write some shit for Kurt, so I wrote the Would You Rather questions, but then fell asleep. So that's why I am unprepared for the rest of the interview here. So, but anyway, the Would You Rather game. Basically, this is just a series of questions where I give Kurt two options, neither of which are usually very desirable, but Kurt just has to pick which one would suck the less and which one he'd prefer. So, question one, Kurt, would you rather live in a huge tree house in the jungle with all modern amenities, but there's a tribe of cannibals that live in the forest beneath you that you always have to defend attacks from? Or would you rather live in a house on a tropical island, but there's no internet, TV, radio, or cell service?
The latter.
Okay, cool. So you'd rather go just disconnected off the grid on a tropical island?
Fuck yeah, on a tropical island and just eat mangoes and papayas and coconuts and shit and fish. Man, the cannibals, I might eat some of them, but eventually
they're gonna get you. You're gonna get that head shrunk syndrome, bro.
Eventually, they could hit me with a poison tree frog dart, fucking poison on me, and fucking then you're paralyzed, and then they're gonna eat you.
That's it. You just lay there and watch yourself get eaten. That'd be terrible. No, yeah, you make a good argument. Part of me would wonder whether or not you would want to be in the first situation just because you enjoy the idea of home defense and warfare.
If I have all the amenities, I'd have cameras. I'd have like gun turrets. It would be ridiculous. I would just immediately like fucking napalm my area around my tree and kill all of the cannibals like right off.
It'd just be so unfair. Like, it'd be such an unfair fight.
It would be a genocide. And
so you don't want to be responsible for that. It's better to just be chilling on an island. No internet, no
Somebody
connection.
would hear about it and they'd be like, "Did you hear Kurt? He genocided them."
What a dick.
Fucking just genocided them.
I love the verb use of genocided. That's awesome. What do you, second question: If you had to go back in time and serve in war as a soldier, would you rather fought in World War II or Vietnam?
Vietnam.
Why do you say that?
Well, like we lost so many people in World War II. Yes. It's really quite impressive because of the disease and everything. And I mean, though we did suffer losses in Vietnam, it was way less than fucking World War II. World War II, that was fucked up. World War I was really bad already because we went back to like siege warfare, like laying siege to a castle. We put the trench warfare, and the guys would just sit there and look at each other and then sit in muddy piss and shit and die that way. You know what I'm saying? But World War II, I think the deaths from disease far outweighed from combat casualties.
Yeah, it remains the deadliest war. That's definitely a good reason to not choose that one because there's more people that died in World War II than any others. But Vietnam. I'm always fascinated by Vietnam. Like whenever I see the like documentaries, like the Ken Burns documentaries that are out there on different wars in the U.S. World War II was obviously like a pretty significant historical event and everything. But I'm always fascinated by the Vietnam era. It was just kind of the mixture of like the civil rights stuff and in the hippies and the way that the country was kind of changing simultaneously while there's this crazy war in the jungle.
They were succeeding from the French occupation.
Yeah. Yes.
And so then what was the premise? We were worried that the communists would come in and do stuff, and so we got in there, and then it spread to like Cambodia and what else? Laos, and then that whole area was Burma, all affected by the warfare in Vietnam. But it was like the French were the first ones there, exploiting the Vietnamese for long time.
Yeah, there's a really good book I read a while back from a Navy SEAL that was in Vietnam. His name was Rad Miller, and his book was called "What Do You Mean I Can't Kill Him?" And I don't know exactly what the title has to do with the book really, but it's his experience spent in Vietnam, and he was talking about how there were times where they would go on these like 5-man operations as SEALs into like Cambodian camps and not Cambodian, North Vietnamese camps and stuff, and they'd be chasing guys through the jungle. They'd be basically chasing these guys to try to gather data or intelligence on them. And he said that like all of a sudden they'd see like a 6'6" white guy running alongside them with the Vietnamese, and that's when they realized, dude, the Russians are already here, like helping them out, and giving them intel and training and everything. So he said, and it's something that they never really verified like officially. I don't think so in the media and in the reports and stuff. But this dude was saying like, dude, I'm telling you, I saw like these giant like Slavic looking dudes like running alongside the Viet Cong out there. So it's,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, pretty interesting. All right, next question. Would you rather lose a finger or a toe?
Which finger?
Well, certainly not your middle fingers, Kurt. Those are your favorite.
No, not the thumbs.
You need the thumbs. You need the opposable thumbs. That's true.
Fingers or toes? I say finger, pinky finger. I will cut it off myself.
There you go. So the Yakuza style. Let's chop that baby off.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Save your honor. I like it. What about, okay, now here's another one. You're struck by lightning and you survive, and as a result, you gain a superpower. But the superpower is flawed. So you have two choices. You can either choose teleportation, but you arrive in completely random locations, or you have super strength, but you can't control it when writing with a pen, brushing your teeth, or washing your hair. Which one would you choose?
Oh, super strength brushing teeth could be hazardous. Masturbation would be
Dude, I didn't even consider that. I didn't even think of that when I wrote that.
Pull your dick off.
Dude, when I wrote that, I didn't even think of that. Of course, Kurt would have gone there with that. That's hilarious, bro. Yeah, so super strength could be a real problem.
Oh, no. Oh, crazy glue.
Dude. So which one do you choose, you think?
The first one.
So random arrivals from teleportation.
Random teleportation would be at least funny and interesting.
That would be cool. You meet totally random people all the time. That'd be interesting. All right, now let's keep this on the superhero theme. So the International Superhero Association requires you to adopt a sidekick. They've given you two options. You can either have an elderly woman who has the ability to move objects or throw people by screaming at them, or you can have a nervous teenager who projectile vomits on enemies from great distances.
I will go with the old lady with telekinesis.
Okay, cool. So you don't want to deal with any vomiting.
The vomiting will just cause me to vomit.
Okay. So you guys would share superpowers. It's kind of a group effort.
Yeah.
All right. What would be the worst sidekick if you were a superhero? Like what would be the worst thing to have to deal with if you were a superhero, you think?
Oh, wow. If I had a sidekick that like had super whiny powers.
But you chose this.
Oh, do we have to save them?
It's just his
really?
His heart's not in it.
It's uphill both ways. It's like, stop your super whining.
That's great. Yeah, his heart's just not in it, man. It's not, the superhero life's not for everybody, for sure.
I tore my cape. Can we go back?
That's excellent, bro. Really good. And Kurt, that was the final question for the Would You Rather game. I don't have a punchline for this game like I do with the pummel, so I guess you get like a cookie or something. So congratulations.
Oh, okay.
All right.